Hello again. So I am in a neighborhood off the Olomana Trail, also known as Three Peaks towards Kailua. And so this is one that I have been avoiding just because it's supposed to be dangerous. Like anytime you click on any article about it, it's like warning, tourists have died, blah, blah, blah. So, not supposed to be the safest, so I've been avoiding it. Plus there's not parking just nearby, so I'm a little ways away, like half a mile in a neighborhood. But I am feeling antsy, and so today I'm gonna do it. And it's a longer hike, supposed to take a little over 4 hours, and it's three peaks. First one is supposed to be relatively easy in comparison with the type of hikes I do. It's supposed to be about the same as those. um, I talked with one guy at work who's done the first peak, and he says the first peak's doable. I might as well do the first peak, but maybe to turn around at the first and not do the second or the third. I hear the third is like just a class 4 and class 5 scramble, and I don't have that type of skills, so I'll probably avoid the third. But I think I'm also going to do the second unless I get up there and it looks crazy. But this is supposed to be the hardest hike I've done so far. Another ridge hike with crazy mountain views, no waterfalls. But hopefully we'll see some crazy steep cliffs, and it'll be a very like physically and mentally challenging hike where you gotta like really choose your steps and your feet placement, and gonna be sure to wear the boots. And I'm probably gonna put pants on even if it's a little hot and less comfortable, just because I don't want to get my legs all cut up. But pants, boots, and hopefully a real technical hike. The Olomana Three Peaks, doing at least the first and second. So let's get after it. Alright, so just entered the golf course. The trailhead is on private property. It's on this golf course, but the golf course is closed for construction, so there's nobody at the guard tower to let you through, so you just walk on in. I just hope they don't close the gate while I'm hiking, but it is a pretty walk so far. And I'll pick up the camera again when I get to the trail. Well, here we are, Olomana Trail. Let's do it. So one reason I feel comfortable doing this hike now is because last time I wanted to do it was when it was raining like 5-6 days straight, and I just knew it would not be safe. But this week it has not been raining, and I've mostly been on the other side of the island and it's been bone dry, so I'm assuming it's been a little rainier here, but it's not even muddy so far. So that's why I feel okay doing at least the first and second peaks, probably not the third, but we'll see. Alright, so I'm on the steep part of the ridge hike, before the first peak. I haven't reached the ropes just yet. Alright, like I was saying, now I've reached the first set of ropes, and so from what I was reading, the first peak is mainly what you want to go to. I read the second and the third aren't any higher, they're actually lower, and so the best views are on the first peak. It said only do the second and third if you want to brag that you did it. So maybe, but if it doesn't look worth it and it looks dangerous, I may just stop at the first since that's when the best views are anyways. So we'll see how it goes. I reached the first set of ropes. So, you know, not straight up, but you got a little rock wall with a rope here. So, get started. Alright, this is pretty straight up, so this should be fun. So it's just rock wall after rock wall, which is actually, you know, a change of pace, a little more challenging, a little more fun. Got to actually think about it. So I've passed a couple people coming down as I'm going up, and just in the quick seconds we make small talk, they said definitely not safe to do the third. Second is much more than first. So we'll see. So getting up towards the first peak, I believe second and third peak over there. So I talked to some people that only did the first peak, and so it goes up a bit, and then there's another scramble. It's not quite as steep as that last one. That last one was just straight up with the ropes. So I'm gonna do the first peak, and then we'll judge if we'll do second, and probably not three, but we'll judge it from there. So up here at the top, first ridge, you probably can't hear me because of all the wind, but if you can see it in the camera, of course I don't know where I'll be pointing, but we got second ridge, and it's lower, so I don't think the views will be any better, but I'll probably still do it just to do it. Might as well, I'm here. You know, it looks steep, but it doesn't look like anything crazy, and so let's give it a go. Alright, well, I was gonna go for 3 outside, but maybe not, because it looks like it just goes straight down. A little closer to see what it looks like. Wind, seriously, since, you know, the mountain isn't blocking us anymore since we're out of the first peak. Wind seriously feels like it's gonna knock you out. So alright, we're going for the second. Against my better judgment, it's obvious that it doesn't get any better looking after the first peak, but might as well. It's only 3 p.m. I don't have anything else planned for the day, so let's get it going. Alright, so I'm up here on the second peak. Like I showed, it was another scramble coming up. Probably twice as long as the scramble up to the first peak, but a little less steep, but also nowhere to put your feet. So you're just climbing up the rope. So I just passed a few guys that went to the third peak, and they said it's not even beautiful. Like, you know, they did it just to do the whole thing, but I mean, they even told me, like, just stop at the second peak if you want to. But I think I'm gonna go for a little ways until it gets crazy. When it starts getting crazy, probably just turn around. I know I could do it, but we'll see how it goes. That last peak got my fingers. That sucks. But keep going. Alright, so you can see this is the descent down to the third ridge and then up to the third peak. I'll be honest, it does not look that smart to try to do alone. Everybody that I passed that even went to the second is in a group. Might be the best bet. I'll go a few feet and see how it looks. I'm not discouraged just yet, kinda, not completely. It's not the uphill to the third peak that scares me. It's just this straight downhill to start where you're just climbing on ropes. It's like, these aren't professionals. Do you trust these ropes with your life? Oh, I am so surprised this thing is still recording. I just dropped it from the top there, and it definitely did like 8 bounces and landed right here. So I decided to go down a bit. I think I'll I don't know, I think I might be done. So I'm looking at it, and so obviously you continue straight down with the ropes. So you're going along the ridge, and so the ridge stops about right here, and it looks like it's just a scramble up to the top. And you know, that's what I was reading, where it says like only if you're a, you know, whatever level 4, level 5 scrambler, you need to try it. And I am not that, and I've come 90% of the way. I think this is a good stopping point. I mean, I've seen everything there is to see. I've seen everything. I've skinned up my hands. I have absolutely thrown the GoPro off a mountain. I need to test if the sound's even working, because this thing took a tumble. The case is a bit beat up. Seriously, bounced so many times off those rocks. I'm so surprised it even landed right where it did. I thought it was gone for sure. But I will sit on this ledge another second and just kind of take it all in, because that's what it's all about. You just got to take it in. This was a beautiful hike. I'm so glad I finally got up the courage to just say, screw the no parking, screw the danger, let's just do it. And it was worth it. It was fun, a little more technical. And with that, I mean, like, you actually gotta, like, no headphones, you actually gotta pay attention to the hike. You can't just like look ahead and step. You gotta be looking at your feet, looking at each individual step, because I mean, you got to pay attention to which route you're stepping on so you can actually have some traction. Or especially with all these ropes and all these rock scrambles, I mean, you're pulling yourself straight up with the ropes. You're hoping to find some footings, but you know, this one actually has some footings, but some of the others, like, they're, I guess, worn down with all the water erosion or what have you. But just straight up, you're just climbing. But I think this is where I call it quits. I've you know, made it about halfway to the third peak, which, you know, it's not like I'm a professional, so there's no reason for me to go into the third other than to be, you know, to be bragging about it or whatever, to have it in my repertoire. But hey, we did it. And there is the third peak, Mount Olomana, and that concludes it. Alright, so I am back at the like the first scramble. First big scramble straight up is right before the first peak, so I made it back to the first peak, a little bit past that, and I figured this would be the last time I whip the camera out, just say a few closing words. But this may be my favorite hike so far that I've done. It's either this or the Mauna Loa Ridge Trail. That's like the semi-legal way to get to the haiku stairs, the stairway of heaven. You know, that were built during the war for communications towers. It was pretty cool. It had a bunker up top that used to be a radio tower. And so I did that a couple years ago. And that only had maybe 2 real scramble bits. But also I did it a couple years ago, so it was just kind of like the whole new experience. It was my first big hike on Oahu, so that one is of course up there for me. But this, man, I just love the technicality of it. I'm sure there's harder ones that I'll have to Google, but that's it. I'm gonna head back down. I'm sure I will whip out the camera when I get back to the van. Take off my silly headband. Alright, back at the beginning. That is the Olomana Trail, 3 peaks. So that last place I stopped right before the first peak, probably technically even with the first peak, it doesn't get any prettier after that. It, you know, that gives you the best view of all the ridge, of, you know, of town, of the whole, you know, island as far as you can see. So it didn't really get prettier after that first bit. So if I ever did it again, I'd probably just stop there, unless I was looking for a challenge and you go in the second and possibly the third. The second and third, mainly just to give yourself a challenge, but it was very fun nonetheless. Alright, back in the van. I am drinking some diluted fruit juice like I'm a baby. Getting all my electrolytes back, I guess. Gonna microwave up some mac and cheese and chopped steak bits that I cooked up last night. And then make the decently long drive back to Aiea. Hit the gym, shower up, all that, be closer to work because I work in 2 days, and I will take a chill day tomorrow, probably just hang out at the library, gym, all that. But after I get showered up, I might chill in the hot tub at the gym because my feet are feeling it. I may do a steam room, something, and probably edit this video so that I can just work on uploading it tomorrow at the library. Alright, I'm all parked for the night. I just had second dinner because when you don't pay rent, you can afford things like that. So it is time that I'm going to edit this video, and tomorrow I'll be at a library to get it uploaded and scheduled. Alright, good night.